Well, Superstorm Sandy has destroyed or damaged thousands of homes in our area, many of those on Long Island. Thousands of stricken property owners have been waiting for government aid. Now New York State has finally released nearly $1 billion to Long Island and upstate residents for reconstruction. As Craig Treadway explains, the money won't come too soon for at least one Massapequa homeowner.
It was a pretty awesome sight.
Superstorm Sandy flooded Ken Fain's basement so badly that the baseline of his house in Massapequa had to be elevated 5 feet above its original position. To do that, riggers lifted the whole building even higher. Contractor Derek Miller.
The reason the house is this high is to get equipment inside under the home to do helical pile installation. After the helical pile installation is complete, we can lower the home onto the foundation, which is the final resting place of the home.
Repositioning the baseline of the house had to follow strict new rules following the mega storm.
FEMA sets base flood elevation guidelines, and it's pretty much a guideline to keep your home safe from flooding.
Of course, there was no way Ken and his family could stay in their house while it was literally up in the air.
Right afterwards, we were staying at my sister-in-law's and renting out the basement. And then now the house is up, we're at my mother-in-law's.
And Ken thinks he may have to depend on the kindness of kinfolk for up to 6 more months. Meanwhile, the cost of making his house a home again?
I don't have a figure to date, but the total impact is between $250,000 and $350,000, $100,000.
Ken has been lucky in being able to pay for much of the restoration from insurance and emergency funds from the federal and state governments. But his own part of the tab is no bargain.
I'll end up paying approximately $50,000 out of my own pocket.
Meanwhile, New York State has finally freed up $800 million in public funds for aiding homeowners like Ken Fain.
So far, we've dispensed nearly $500 million to 4,300 homeowners in Nassau and Suffolk County and in areas north of the city. We are still accepting applications, and so that number will rise.
So far, New York State has awarded nearly $370 million to stricken homeowners in Nassau County and over $82 million to relief applicants in Suffolk County. Ken says Superstorm Sandy has deepened his view of the water.
I used to love the water. I still do, but I certainly have a much more respect for it, that's for sure.
Well, Long Island and upstate property owners who want to apply for state aid to rebuild can now call the New York State Storm Recovery Hotline. The number is 1-855-NYS-SANDY. New York City has its own aid programs. All right, Craig, so